Jerry Coleman alongside Kevin Cowherd here on BaltimoreSun.com and, of course, SportsWithColeman.com. We're being brought to you by Dover Downs Hotel and Casino. Kevin, the Orioles bullpen continues to have difficulties. Yet Alfredo Simone has been solid for the most part. Why, though, is nobody in this town outraged that this guy is being permitted to pitch for the Orioles at the major league level, despite facing some serious accusations in his home country of the Dominican Republic? Do you see a double standard here? I do.
I think some people are outraged, Jerry, but I think a lot of people really don't know the whole story behind the Alfredo Simone controversy. Here's a guy who's out, accused of manslaughter for accidentally shooting a friend of his during a New Year's Eve celebration. He's in jail for a few months in the Dominican Republic. All of a sudden, the Orioles are just about writing him off. Andy McPhail says, "Hey, we're really not counting on this guy." About a month later, the guy is pitching in Bowie. A couple of weeks after that, he's on the major league roster. He's on the 40-man roster. He's pitching for the Orioles. So I think a lot of people are confused. How did that happen? I think some people are concerned. You're letting this guy who's facing these serious charges play for your team, but I think a lot of other people just aren't up on exactly what's happening. And to be honest with you, I don't think a lot of us in the media know exactly what's going to happen. I mean, in a couple of weeks, I guess this guy can go back to trial in the Dominican Republic.
If this were an American and it happened here in the U.S., I highly doubt that he would be allowed to pitch for the Orioles or any other major league ball club. And what's the difference between this and what has happened to a Dante Stallworth who had to be suspended for a year by the National Football League? Plaxico Burress is still in jail, folks. He shot himself in the foot or the leg or whatever, and yet Alfredo Simone is able to pitch at the major league level because of, I guess, Dominican justice, Kevin.
Well, look, in our justice system, not every case is the same, obviously, okay? Plaxico Burress shoots himself accidentally in a disco, which is still hysterical. Totally different thing from the Simone thing, as is the Dante Stallworth controversy, Jerry. I mean, he runs a guy down when he's drunk and kills a guy. It's still a different thing. I think this was perceived as an accident, apparently on New Year's Eve in the Dominican Republic. Everybody's pulling out guns and firing them in the air. Something horribly tragic happened. A friend of Simone's or a family member, again, not sure, was killed. Different kind of, it's a different kind of case than the Stallworth and the Plaxico Burress thing. But again, I think nobody really knows what's going on. I am shocked that he's still pitching, but not because he's not able to. It's just that I thought the Orioles had written the guy off, and here he is. He's pitching. By the way, he pitched great the other day. He looks like Mariano Rivera coming out 3 innings, and I think he gave up, 1 hit and struck out 4 guys. So far, doing pretty well.
I think the fear of extradition is scaring this guy into pitching so well, but that's just my 2 cents.